Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of Disney Infinity's 3.0 Blitz Box mode, which is our own name for our custom series, whereby on a weekly basis, every single Saturday at 11 a.m., we get to building and assembling something else within our Blitz Box. Now, sometimes, most of the time I would say, we have spent a lot of time on the outside of things, but now we've begun to do a lot of work on the interior as well. So of course, the next episode of Blitz Box will be an interior episode because they flip-flop. One episode is in the interior, one is on the exterior, and so on and so forth. But today, we have anger from, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? Inside Out, there we go. I was gonna say Despicable Me, and I'm like, that's wrong, don't say Despicable Me. But luckily, of course, I did manage to go ahead and not have a complete brain fart, so I do apologize about that. But nonetheless, ladies and gents, welcome all back to a brand new episode of Blitz Box. Please don't forget to drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And today we have Anger with us, mainly because, well, he's quite angry with the fact that a lot of the designs, and I'm kind of trying to flow here through the area so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm getting at. So let me take something that's a little bit larger in scale to give you an idea. So a lot of the designs that we have built, like for example right here, our Avengers Tower crazy assembly for our interior, is pretty blank. Like there's not enough stuff on the sides of this assembly all around, or for example right here, it feels a little bit barren. It feels like it needs something to really make it come to life. And the same here with the university area. That's another area that needs to get a little bit more attention. So that is exactly what we will do today, is we're going to try to finish out these two areas, give them that little bit of extra polish that they are missing right now in order to make them feel complete. Now, on the next exterior episode, which will be episode number 23, we are going to work on this giant cube right here. So I want you guys to go on ahead and use the comment section down below to let your voice be heard, and please let me know what you would like to see built on this giant chunk of land, because there's a lot to build here. So please let me know what you would like to see there. So with all that in mind, ladies and gents, let's get to working, shall we? Because, we got plenty of work to complete. Now, first and foremost, what I wanted to do is over on this side is I wanted to go on ahead and build a little bit almost like a somewhat of a parking lot, but I'm thinking about it now. I don't know if it would make sense because we have the whole thing fenced in. Maybe that wouldn't be the greatest idea, but you know what? Why not? Because what we could do is we could always just like move these vehicles out or create some sort of a gap back here in our fence so that it looks a little bit nicer. So let's create a bit of a gap between the different types of vehicles that we have here. So these are like the fancy cars that would probably belong to someone like the professors of the school. Whoa, wait, whoa, attention, network play may be affected by the number of toys in the toy box. Okay, yeah, so we got a lot of stuff already in here, so I gotta stop placing more stuff down. So let's calm down with our vehicle placement, because I honestly don't think we probably can add more. Toys with lots of complex shapes like toy creators impact this most. Okay. So we're getting to that point now where things are getting a little bit too crazy as far as how many things we've placed here. So you know what? Let's remove these vehicles. That kind of changes our plans, and that's something that will occur, of course, sometimes, because you can't really plan ahead for that kind of thing. You don't know what will happen until, guess what? It occurs. So with that in mind, let's get rocking and rolling here with what we can build. So I'm going to look through some of the set pieces here and see what kind of stuff we have to work with. Ooh, can we fit? No. I was gonna say, if we could fit that mansion there, that could look really nice, actually. Ooh, the arcade would look nice there, too. Yeah, it doesn't fit just barely. Look at that. Just a tiny little bit of extra space. Actually, dude, I think we might have come up with a solution here. Why not have an arcade on campus? That would make sense, actually, right? So what we'll do here is we'll build this out a little bit like that. Then we'll go to Spark mode. And while in Spark mode, move a little bit more. How do I lower my character? Oops, there we go. I guess we should change probably this piece right here in the road. So we'll create a bit of a sidewalk junction. And then just extend this a wee little bit further like so that it walks all the way up to the actual arcade. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to change both of these to sidewalk junctions because I think that would look better across the board between both of these. Do this maybe? No. Maybe no. All right, I'm like having all these like different thoughts. I'm like, do we go with that? Do we go with this? Do we go with that? It's very, very tempting to change it up. All right, I think that will be good. So that's really nice because that fills out that whole area right there. So I'm pretty happy about that because it looks nice and it looks pretty cool. Now, why don't we put something cool like this actually? Because it kind of fits with the idea of an arcade. You know, it's really funky looking and it looks super duper nifty. So in that regard, I think it will work really well with the whole theme of the arcade. I don't know if I like the way that those look. I mean, we're going to use some of these other ones because they look beautiful, so we will for sure use them. Now, this, on the other hand, is perfect for an arcade type thing. So, why don't we go on ahead and use some of these? In fact, we could, like, mix and match that pattern. There we go. Let me see what that looks like once we're actually in person. Dude, that's awesome. It looks like a whole bunch of Super Saiyan hair. Like, look at that. God Super Saiyan and regular Super Saiyan right there. Boom. That is awesome. That actually turned out really cool. All right, so that's fantastic because that clears out that side of things. So we're A-okay on that regard, or in that regard. Now, over on this side, I think it would be actually sort of cool for us to put up some of these different corals. Or Carl. Of course, that's a Walking Dead thing. Joke, for those of you that know about that. Some people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that's... for those people that know what I'm talking about, great. For those that don't, I guess you don't. I don't know how else to explain it. Let's see. Maybe we place like a smaller one. Actually, you know what? In order for that to work, what we need to do... Actually, what if we turn them sideways? Do they look better sideways? Sort of do, don't they? So we'll turn this sideways. Then we will turn this one sideways. Whoops. This one. No. Oh, man. That's not what I meant to do. I forgot how to turn this thing sideways. There we go. Is that aligned? I think it is. And then in between the two of them, we'll place one like that, and then one like that. All right, so that's pretty good, but we're not done yet, because what I'd like to do is around these little builds, if I can, that is, oh no! Our system memory is really getting filled up with this, so it's not great. We're gonna probably need to remove some of these cars, I think, because I probably spawned in a little bit too many cars for our stadium, because it's really throwing the whole system for a loop, so that's a bit unfortunate. So I'm gonna probably need to adjust that on my own time, just so that it looks a little bit better. Let's see. I don't remember where it's at, where the different... There we go. So building sets. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to essentially build a little passageway that will go... Oh, whoa. That went a little bit further than I had intended for it to. Oh, why did we level up? That's weird. Okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just somewhat weird and unexpected, really. I can't place that there. So instead, we'll place... I guess we could put this down and then use this as kind of the end piece. Nope, that's not going to fit. Is that going to fit? Nope, and that's not going to fit either. Okay, so then I guess what I'll do is instead we'll replace this piece right here. And what we will do is we will place a corner, path end, path inner corner, outer corner. So I think like that? No? Yeah, like that. And then we'll place this around. Place one of these. And then finish the path. I guess I have to stop it a little bit early. Just wanted to create a bit of a path around it so that it's a bit nicer looking, you know? So just something like that. So you could kind of like walk along the path and browse and look at these awesome corals. So they all look sweet. All right. So with that in mind, let's move on across. Over here, I was thinking over here for this area, it would be nice to place something a bit smaller. But I honestly don't know what would fit very well in this area. Let me take a look here. Maybe there is something that could work here. Ooh, dude, Anchor Shop. That looks really cool, actually. We want probably something relatively small, but something that's also not just like boring. Because if it's just a default building, like just for the sake of being a building, it's going to be kind of plain and boring. So I don't really want to place it there unless if it's going to add something. So in this scenario, I don't know if there's really anything that we can use here to add to the structure. I guess, you know what? It might not be a bad idea to put a couple of like food stands, right? So like this little hot dog stand, then a newspaper stand, and maybe another, I was gonna say another hot dog stand, but I feel like, again, a little bit redundant there in that regard. Is there anything else? Whoa, yeah, these buildings are huge. So they're awesome, of course, but they don't really work for what we're trying to get at here. So let me see, maybe sports. No, nothing fits there. I don't know. I'm cycling through everything just to kind of get an idea of maybe something, you know, jumps to me and I'm like, oh, perfect, that would look cool. But there's really nothing that's particularly kind of springing to mind right now. So because of that, I am kind of feeling like that might be what we go with. Could be actually kind of nice to put a little bit of trees in here. I think that could look cool if we can make something fit. Something nice fit, of course. That would be pretty awesome. We could put up like a cool tree. Just even one tree would look really sweet. Like something like that. Just like boom. Everybody will know it as the ginormous tree on campus. Perfect. It'll be something that is unique and different about that one specific area, which is really, really nice. All right, so that means that the university has now been definitely added to. I'm being a little bit more like conservative and a little bit more careful about how much stuff I'm putting down, mainly due to the fact that I'm where did this piece go? What happened here? Excuse me. What happened to the railing over here? Did it not? Was this the one railing that was like not fitting? Oh, whoa. Okay, wait. I am very, very confused. Because there's that. And then, oh, no way. Please don't tell me. There we go. Okay. That's so strange. Where did that railing go? Huh. That's really bizarre. I'm not sure what happened there. That's really, really strange. Okay, so what I am certain of is that we need to add a little bit to the structure of this area. So let's do exactly that. And over on this side of things, I'm thinking, let's see, are there any cool decorations that we could use? If there are like really cool futuristic decorations that we could use, that would work really, really nice for us. Otherwise, I just don't think everything is gonna look really great. So, ooh, dude, we should build a train yard. Ooh. Would you guys want to see a train yard on the next exterior episode? That could be a cool idea. I kind of really like that idea because I think that could be really, really, really super duper fun build. So, I'm thinking to make this feel a little bit unique. No, that's not going to work. Maybe use some of these structures. Problem is that these are too small, and if we place them down, it would take so many of these blocks for it to look good. So it would be an insane amount of work in that regard. Not just an insane amount of work, but it would be just an insane amount of space that it would take up from the memory as well. So now I'm realizing that our toy box is pretty filled, so I'm being a little bit more diligent about what I choose in that regard. I don't really see anything that would fit very well with this structure, so I think we're going to move on to some other things. It would be kind of cool to actually cover this thing in trees, right? Oh, dude. Okay, I think I have it. I think I have the idea. If we can put down a bunch of trees all around the building, it would be a super sweet idea, because it would give it this very different feel of where you'd always think like, wait, why are there so many trees all around this place? You know, it would give it that very, very kind of different feel. Let's see, maybe this one would fit in there. Yes, it does, dude. Okay, we're almost using trees to give it a kind of a gated feel, which is not a bad idea, or at least I hope not a bad idea. See how it turns out once we have more of it flashed out here. Whoa, why can't I put down a tree? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we'll put down a few more of these orange ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill out the rest of it with just basically a bunch of trees. And that'll be the entirety of the build, is just plenty of trees. Because honestly, that's one of those things, like we have that park in the center, and we have a little bit of shrubbery in the area where the giant high-rise is, like the giant houses, which is nice. But to be quite frank, I mean, in such a big city or Blitz Box, whatever you want to call it, you would see a lot more trees than that. And you would hope that you would see a lot more trees than that, because otherwise it'd be kind of bad that there's such a little amount of, you know, nature all around. So why not go ahead and use this whole area as a nice, very, very kind of lively area, because it would create, I think, you know what, I think it'll give it a really interesting dynamic, because essentially we have a whole bunch of huge, very expensive, crazy super technology buildings surrounded by a whole bunch of trees. So it'll just give it this kind of really, really cool and different feel, in my opinion, where it's like almost like a steel and concrete jungle mixed together with an actual jungle. So I think that in that regard, it'll be hopefully quite cool. As I started placing this, I was just like, I think that looks really nice. So I think we'll carry on and we'll see how it looks here. So we'll try to fill it out here with large trees all throughout. So we'll try to place a large tree over there as well. Is this a large tree? It's a relatively big tree. Let's see. Maybe there's something a little bit bigger that we could use, though. Toy creators impact this most. Okay, sounds good. I'm probably going to despawn a few of the toys, because honestly, if it could help with the memory, that would be a really good idea. So I don't really want to mix these fantasy terrains, because they're such a different style of tree than the ones we've used so far. They just don't really fit, to be quite honest. These are a little bit better, but again, they're just a little bit too cartoony, whereas these are like really, really a nice blend, and they work really super well. So I just really love the way that these look. And then let's throw a couple of the red ones in right there, and maybe even one little yellow guy up in there, and maybe a couple more in there. There we go. Dude, this is gonna look so sweet, honestly. No joke. I think it's gonna look awesome. I really, really do. So right now what I'm trying to do is trying to fill out the land and the space around the buildings as best as I can, using the different tree types that we have, but also trying to use as little amount of trees as I can, so that we're not filling up our memory too much for the toy box. Now, of course, we're going to start out at toy boxes that will lead us to different builds, because obviously, as I said before, for example, we're going to go up until episode 30, then we're going to take a bit of a break with Blitz Box, but when we get to like episode 24 or so, I'm sure that this box is going to be pretty much filled. So we're going to need to spawn in a new box, which we'll work on. Like, for example, a lot of people have been wanting to see an aquarium. So that will be something that I'll be trying to put together on a future build. So that will hopefully be fun. Okay, so let me use the little yellow tree here to kind of fill out these tiny little nooks and crannies. And then use the large orange trees to cover as much of the main terrain as I possibly can. There we go, make that fit there. Look at that, this is so nice because it reminds me of the fall as well, which if you guys have the fall season where you live, because of course some parts of the world, they have pretty much like all year long summers or all year long winters, and you know, it might be always cold, it might be always hot. You might not really experience the full seasons where, you know, the weather properly changes and the trees change colors, and it's just like, it's an amazingly cool feeling. As cheesy as it sounds, honestly, because it's like, really, bro, you're talking about like leaves right now? Like, really? We have nothing more exciting to talk about? But if you've never seen it transpire, it's pretty sweet. It's really quite the fun process. Especially because, like, if you live in an area like that, then, like, every day you go out and all of a sudden you notice, like, oh, wait a minute. That tree was, like, yellow. It wasn't yellow yesterday. It was, like, dark green. All of a sudden, boom! The leaves on that tree have all turned yellow. Almost like in one day. That's what it feels like, for sure. All right, so let's fill this in. And I think that will be our build right there. Dude! Look at this. This is insane. It's such a thick brush. Look! This is crazy. It looks so awesome, though. Oh, I love it. That turned out so cool. I really, really do love the way that this turned out. It looks super duper nice. You have so many different types of trees all throughout, and it actually creates a really cool dynamic because you got the giant building peeking through the basically what feels like a forest of trees, and then you're just like, hey, what's over there? And that's how you make your way over to our interior, which of course is where we will be headed on the next episode of Blitz Box. So with that in mind, ladies and gents, please let me know what characters you would like to see showcased on the next episode for Blitz Box. And on top of that, of course, please don't forget to leave a like. I hope to see all of you lovely, lovely folks here next time. As always, ladies and gentlemen, peace out. I'll see you all later. Alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.